WSU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. The phone lines are open. Call in with your questions and comments at 220-9788. That's 220-WSTU. It's time for Stuart Laser Talk with your host, Dr. Tred J. Razacker.
I'm 5'10" and 242 pounds.
I always say this is the biggest I'm ever going to be, and I said that like 20 pounds ago.
A third of Americans are obese, another third is overweight.
Obesity is the biggest threat to the health, welfare, and future of this country.
I've always been overweight.
I've got diabetes.
Sleep apnea.
Heart disease.
Everything's hurting now.
It's a lot easier to lose weight than it is to keep weight off.
This is probably going to be the first generation of children who are going to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents.
18% of our children right now are obese.
It's not only health, it's about survival and well-being of the United States as a nation.
You don't crave broccoli, and our generation has grown up craving a Big Mac.
I want to think that there's something better for me.
Unless we're able to control this epidemic, we're going to have an abundance of chronic disease.
All of us have to be part of the solution to reduce obesity.
The weight of the nation is out of control, but we can fix that.
If we don't now take this as a really urgent national priority, we are all going to pay a really serious price.
Obesity will crush the United States in oblivion.
Good morning, Stuart, Florida. My name is Dr. Tred Razacker, and I am going to be your host here for the next hour on my Slim Body Laser Spa's Health and Wellness Show. Our emphasis is on how today's medical lasers, therapeutic lasers, are being used to help you to look better, to feel better, to heal quicker from painful conditions, to avoid injections, to not have to take pills and drugs as much when you use lasers. The technology is mind-blowing. Nothing has excited me more in the last 15 years as a chiropractor, practicing over 33 years, than the introduction of deep tissue and cold laser therapy. To have this tool at our disposal and readily available and FDA approved and FDA cleared, to all of the different variants of lasers, the colors of the light from the greens, the reds, the blues, the infrared, the near infrared, the far infrared, the power outputs, all of these different parameters, when applied correctly and with intelligence, you can have some incredibly amazing things happen within your body as far as speeding up healing, reducing inflammation, literally giving pain relief better than pills, better than aspirin, better than Tylenol or Advil and all the over-the-counter medications that are out there. These lasers actually are biostimulatory. They can help stimulate cellular reaction, cellular function. And, life is about cellular function. We call it cellular respiration. Your body is made up of trillions of cells, and those cells are differentiated into muscle cells and bone cells and blood cells and nervous tissue cells and fat cells. And the idea of these cells are they need nutrition, they need food, and they do their job, and then they excrete their waste products, which are then carried out of the body. And this is how the body heals and functions every single day. And what laser therapy allows people to do is these colors of light, the reds, the greens, the blues, the yellows, the near infrared, at certain power outputs, which are usually very low power, they can stimulate cellular respiration. They can help your cells heal and repair themselves faster than without it. In other words, it's an assist. It helps. It improves the tissue tonicity. It helps reduce inflammation. It helps reduce pain. And so you can then exercise more appropriately. The desire to get out and move and, embrace like a physical therapy regimen, which, hurts. Most people that start physical therapy, they're miserable because it hurts to do therapy. Laser, along with physical therapy, helps to alleviate the soreness and the pain associated with the treatment. So people that are having laser therapy along with their physical therapy are more compliant. They get better results. They get better faster when incorporating laser therapy along with physical therapy. They've also used laser therapy to improve vision. I mean, when's the last time you saw somebody with a pair of glasses that were thick like Coke bottles? I remember in the 70s and 80s, they were pretty common. There lots of people with these big, thick glasses. Nowadays, you hardly ever see that. With the improvement of contact lenses, of course. But then there's also the LASIK, the eye laser treatment, which can resurface the shape of your cornea, which is the clear part of your eye that you see through. And the cornea can become, it changes shape, and that can affect your vision. And lasers can change that in a half-hour procedure. Who would have thought that? And we're also using lasers to help with releasing body fat, with helping your body to get rid of excess calories, which are stored in the fat cells called adipose tissue. And these fatty areas can accumulate in certain people. It can be genetic. It could be old habits in the past that they managed to overcome, and now they're left over with a like a plethora of fatty deposits. And, what would you do about that? The standard has been go to a doctor and see if we can cut them out, see if we can, reduce them with surgical intervention. Pretty aggressive, right? I don't know. I'd rather have somebody shine a red light on me and watch them shrink away and get smaller and smaller instead of having to undergo a knife and be the anesthesia and the healing and all of the risks that come with surgery. They're not even existent anymore when it comes to the use of lasers. And you're very fortunate to live in this area because my office is called the Slim Body Laser Spa, and we're using an FDA cleared laser fat treatment. And what it does is in 9 sessions in 3 weeks, 30-minute sessions, laying on your back. You don't eat food 2 hours before you come in. You need to be hungry. You relax on the laser for 30 minutes. That releases the calories. It opens up the fat cells, and those calories are now available to be utilized. And you have 4-hour window to utilize them. And 4 hours are going to be stored somewhere else. And what we do is in that 2 to 4 hour time frame after receiving the laser treatment, you use a thing called a whole body vibration plate. And the whole body vibration is what moves the body and helps to circulate the fatty acids. And then you burn the calories over the next 2 hours. You do that 3 times a week for 3 weeks, and you can be a very, very happy person. And with that said, I have someone who has just called us on the phone. He's one of my clients. He's a fantastic person. I was really glad to meet him when he came in. I knew, we grew up in the same communities, let's say New York. So, Joe, are you there?
Good morning, Dr. Trez.
Hey, my friend. How are you?
Wonderful.
Good to hear your voice. Good to hear your voice. So I'll give a little preempt. You're from New York, right? And you worked very hard most of your life, from what I gather.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir.
What was your trade again? You were
I was in drywall.
Drywall. Okay. And you had a gastric procedure years back to lose some weight, right?
Yes, 2005.
Right. And you lost the weight. And then after the next 5 or 10 years, you realized you needed to get rid of some of the looser skin and the extra stuff.
Yes.
Is that right? And then you found us.
Sir.
So tell us what your experience was.
Well, first 9 treatments, I've lost 6 inches around my waist. All that muffin tops, everything shrunk. Painless, comfortable, It's amazing. It was amazing.
Great.
And I lost 9 pounds.
Now, when we signed up, you were a little skeptic, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
That's right. Yeah, I was too.
Yeah. I mean, how can laser lights make you back? When I saw the pictures that you took when I first came in here, and after my treatments, it was like, oh my God, I would have never took my shirt off.
Now you're trying out for the 60-year-old Chippendale show, right?
No, the 68-year-old Chippendale.
60-year-old. That's a whole nother story there.
Yeah.
That is like the most watched show in the world now, because everybody getting older, they're all single now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's great. You know, I would like to say that a lot of your issue was more of a skin tightening thing than it was actually weight. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was down to pretty low, but you lose that weight, and I'm in the gym 4 or 5 days a week, and you just can't get rid of that sagging fat.
Right. Well, it worked.
So
it did work well.
You work hard, and I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. It's yours.
No, you work hard, and you see that slab. It's it's not very nice.
Yeah. Right. Great. Well, and so 6 inches was approximately 2 inches in girth in 3 spots, just so people understand that. And you also had a lot of tissue buildup around your upper chest area, on the side, under the arm, and that I thought that was the most dramatic. How much that changed, because that's a very hard spot to change on people.
Yeah, because from being with the weight I was, and I lost, and I was pretty muscular from the job I did.
Right.
I lost that weight. It was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to be kidding me. I lost all this weight to look like this.
And thank God for laser technology.
You ain't kidding. I would recommend this to everybody.
Anybody
who has that self-conscious about the way you look, it's amazing. Your pants, your clothes fit better. You don't have bulges hanging out.
Right.
It's amazing.
And
and the professionalism of your staff here is tremendous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. We work hard to make sure we have great people there for great results. All right.
To make you feel comfortable. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate you too. I mean that. You responded, you did what you were asked, and you got the results, and everybody is so far happy.
Yep. I'm happy. Thank God.
All right. Sounds good, my friend. And get back to work. I know you're probably working somewhere. Won't tell anybody.
Okay. Thanks, Doc.
All right, my friend. God bless. Bye-bye.
I'll see you at the infirmary.
Yeah. I'll be there.
Okay. Goodbye.
All right. So with that, we're going to take a little break real fast. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go over some really important information about blood sugar and diet and why is sugar so bad, yet so good. It has that double-edged sword. Okay, we'll be right back after this break.
Now back to Stuart Laser Talk here on WSTU 1450, and back to your host, Dr. Tred J. Rizacker.
Hey, I'm back. Yes, I'm back. I didn't go anywhere. I'm still here. I'm glad you're back. I couldn't do it without you. Welcome to the Slim Body Laser Spa Health and Wellness Show. I'm using a laser to assist with weight loss. An estimated 45 to 80 million Americans go on a diet every year, and 95% of those who diet will fail to lose weight. Wow. And of the 5% that are successful at losing weight, 80% will gain it back in 2 years or less. Could you imagine going to college, spending all that time and money, and knowing that 95% of you will fail from even graduating? And of the 5% that do graduate in 2 years, you've changed your career. I mean, that's horrible. And that's what's going on with weight loss. You know, and there's an old saying, if it were easy, then everyone would be doing it. The only thing everyone is doing is dieting, but they're not that successful at it. And this is where the Slim Body Laser Spa changes all of that for you, because I'm using a laser to assist with weight loss. And what's great about a laser is it doesn't care your political persuasion. It doesn't care how tall you are or how short you are, how much body fat you're carrying, how little body fat you're carrying. It doesn't care if you believe in it or not, if you're sleeping. It just doesn't matter. It's a laser. It's energy applied to the body, which is measurable, it's predictable, and we know what it's going to do to tissue when you put it on somebody. And what happens is that laser energy, 30 minutes of laser energy from these low-level cold laser therapy, this is not cool sculpting. This is a non-invasive, it's called the Golden Healing Light. It's a very safe energy, non-cancer, non-ionizing. It's an infrared, gentle red light laser. And what it does is it changes the permeability, which means the porosity of a fat cell. A fat cell looks like a grape. And when you got a lot of fat cells, you have a lot of grapes. Now, those fat cells can be really small, tiny, or they could be really big. Okay, just depends on how much content is contained in it. A fat cell contains water, about 60% water. And then the other 40% is considered glycerol and free fatty acids. And the free fatty acids and the glycerol is what is stored energy. Your body stores energy in fatty acids. So that's why you collect them. You eat food to get through your day. If you overeat more than you're going to burn that day, you are going to make fat. That's the way the body works. You burn 2,000 calories during the day. You eat 2,000 calories, you're good to go. You're not going to get heavy. You're going to have a normal weight. If you burn 2,000 calories and you consistently eat 2,500 calories, every single time you do that, you're going to make 500 calories of fat, or about a quarter pound of fat. Now, it's really common for people to eat 5,000 to 8,000 calories a day. I know it sounds incredible, but it's true. So let's give you a really quick sample of an 8,000 calorie day. All right. Denny's Grand Slam breakfast.
Delicious.
Yeah, I'm not against Grand Slam breakfasts. You know, I like a couple pancakes, and I like 2 eggs, and I like some bacon.
Oh yeah.
And then they give you the toast.
Yeah.
And then you get the orange juice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the butter muffin. Usually, you know, there might be a little muffin there, here and there.
Yep. Extra butter.
That's about 1,800 to 2,000 calories right there.
Mm.
So, you know, and that's for breakfast. So at 12 o'clock, we're hungry again. And this time I decide to go to the Firehouse Subs. And I only have that. I mentioned that because I took a picture of the calories on their calendar, on their menu.
Right.
And a steak and cheese 12-inch, which is always my choice, is 1,850 calories right there.
That's a lot.
That's almost 2,000. So remember, you had the 1,800 from your breakfast, almost 2, and then you just had and now suppose you had a soda instead of a glass, you know, instead of a water. A large full soda at this place is 750 calories. A medium soda is about 400 to 500 calories. So now we're at 4,000 plus the soda. We're up about 4,500 calories, and it's only lunch. Now, I don't know about you, but I start getting a little low blood sugar about 2, 3 o'clock. I can't eat till 7, so I'm going to eat a snack. I'm going to grab a bagel. I'm going to grab a bag of chips. I'm going to go to the office vending machine, pop out a Snickers bar or maybe some Oreo cookies, or maybe I'm healthy and I have a handful of almonds. Every one of those are between 400 and 600 calorie amounts. So your 4,600 calories from lunch, your snack now brings you into 5,000 calories approximately, and you haven't even eaten dinner yet. So now you go out, it's a big night, you're celebrating somebody's birthday, you go to Benihana. All right. And you don't eat till about 6:37 because there's a line, and you power down at least 1,800 to 2,000 calories in that meal. And that includes, the little glass of alcohol that you had, maybe a glass of wine, maybe you just had another soda. And then you had your, what seemed like good proteins and carbohydrates, but you had that double serving of rice. And now you're up to about 6,000 calories. And you haven't even gone home yet and had your ice cream. Get it? Are you hearing me here?
Oh yeah.
This is a 5 to 7,000 calorie intake. Now, obviously, when you're in your 70s and 80s or 60s, you kind of figure it out that overeating just doesn't really serve you well. It makes you tired and lethargic, and you end up spending your next whole day on the toilet. It just isn't really good to overeat when you're older. People figure it out. But up until 60 years old, most people don't figure it out. Now, if you're only burning 2,500 calories a day, which is, they say, average for a human, and you're eating 6,000 calories a day, you're making a pound of fat every time you do that. A pound of stored fat. And this is not something which is easily utilized by the body. In fact, it's very difficult to utilize it. Now, if you continue eating this way every day, let's say you do it 5 days a week, but you got 2 days where you're actually concerned you're eating too much, so you eat a little bit less. So 5 days in a row of eating an extra 3,500 calories above and beyond your burn rate is going to store 1 pound of fat a day. So 5 pounds of fat a week, 4 weeks, you've got 20 pounds of fat that you've made because you're overeating. Now you say, oh my God, I gained 20 pounds. And it was only like since last year or last week. And you say, I'm going to lose that weight. Do you know it will take you 2 months to 3 months of eating less than 2,500 calories to lose those 5 to 10 pounds of fat? It actually can take half a year. That is how efficient your body is at making fat, of creating a scenario where you want to overeat because you like the taste of food. It makes you feel comfortable. You're enjoying it. It seems like a reward. It seems like people that are successful have the best foods, and all you're doing is making body fat. And then when it gets so high and it's getting so obviously a problem to your body shuts it down by creating insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is the body's saving mechanism. It's the lifesaver that is thrown to you because you won't stop eating the wrong types of foods and too much of the foods. So your body develops insulin resistance. It's called type 2 diabetes. Now, the extra food you're eating above and beyond what you need for work, those extra calories are no longer being made into fat anymore. Your body, insulin's not working, and you can't make the fat. So because you're not backing off on the calories, you're still eating these large amounts. What happens is it starts passing out through your kidneys. Your body has to get rid of the undigested food through the kidney. And that requires extra fluid, extra water, because the kidneys work with water. Water is what, you produce urine from the kidneys. And now you're getting rid of 400 or 500 calories of extra food every single day that you're overeating because of the insulin resistance. And what happens is your kidney starts to break down. Your kidney can't take this flow. It's not designed for that. And then you end up with kidney problems along with high blood sugar problems, and then all the other problems that come with that, such as the vascular disease that's associated with type 2 diabetes. It's a vascular problem. That high body fat creates fatty deposits all over your body, not just in the outer layer that you see and you squeeze, what everybody looks at. It makes your liver fat. It's called fatty liver disease. In fact, fatty liver disease is so prevalent, it's so common that 50% of adult Americans have fatty liver disease, and they don't even know it. And fatty liver disease leads to liver cirrhosis, hardening of the liver, and eventually that cirrhosis leads to liver damage and liver death, just like the alcoholic used to have. And then we get fatty liver from drinking too much alcohol. Well, you can get fatty liver from having too much sugar. So you got to look at this. If you really care about yourself, if you care about your health, if you work hard to have a great life for yourself and to have safety and a nice home, and you've worked hard to help your children get through college, and you want to be there for them. You want to be around when you're older. You don't want to be sick and have everybody taking care of you when you're older. You got to look at these habits today. You have to make a decision. These sicknesses are accumulative. They accumulate over time, little bit. It's like the old story of the frog in the boiling water. You know, you put the frog in a pot of boiling water. It's so hot, he hops right out. He knows this isn't good. You put him in the water slowly and turn up the heat so it gets hotter very slowly over time. He doesn't know he's in trouble until he can't get out, and then he dies. If you need help, and you know if you do, you can make a few more vain attempts. Go online, get the latest book. Go see if you can go to see Dr. Oz at one of the shows he does. Buy some Garcinia Cambogia that he sells, or the raspberry ketones. I mean, there's so many different products out there, and none of them will help you if you don't stop overeating. So it's all about food amounts. And this is why we need laser-assisted weight loss. If losing weight were easy, then everyone would be doing it, people. We're in trouble. Now, I suffered from my own weight gain. In 2012, I was 265 pounds, and I had the onset of type 2 diabetes. So this even happened to Dr. Tread. And I know a lot about this stuff. And I wasn't mindful about the amount of calories I was eating. I was eating too much, too often. And it ended up creating insulin resistance within my body. And I tried to lose weight several times. I tried about 15 years of trying to lose weight, of doing things. I'm one of those people that are always having to watch what they eat. I have a tendency of putting on weight. Some of you don't, but I do. And I finally found help as a result of my laser-assisted weight loss. Laser. You know, this laser that I use in the Slim Body Laser Spa, which is available to you, is technology which is designed to release stored calories. It just opens up the fat cells. It doesn't cause your body to release the fat. You don't pee it out. It doesn't come out through the feces. It literally allows you to utilize the energy as energy. And as long as you don't eat food 2 hours before the laser, you do the laser treatment for 30 minutes. That releases 600 calories into your visceral system, into your bloodstream safely. Then over the next 2 hours, you don't eat any food. You're going to efficiently burn those 600 calories at the end of the 4th hour. You repeat that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 3 weeks. You can lose 6 to 9 inches of stubborn fat and about 4 to 6 pounds if you're really eating well. You know, if you're really conscious about calorie intake. If you don't want to eat that well, if you really enjoy your alcohol and it's something that's not going to change, and you're not drinking, horribly horrible, you're just enjoying it, you can do this. This isn't a deal breaker for us. You can come in, enjoy the laser, lose inches, get toned, help improve your health. Some people find it better to just lay off the alcohol for a couple of weeks and then they go back to it. Others just will mix up the type of alcohol they like instead of the heavy caloric alcohol, such as wine, beer, anything with fruit juice, anything with, lots of sweeteners or, like White Russians, anything with a lot of rum because it's sugar. These are very high caloric alcohols. The lowest calorie alcohol is vodka. And that would be an ounce of vodka is 50 calories. That's doable. A beer is like 150 calories of like bread. Hops, malt, and barley is what makes up beer. That's how they make bread. So beers are really hard to lose weight when you drink beer because it's like drinking a loaf of bread. The problem with wines is I know they say that having a glass of wine is healthy and it can help you live longer because of the resveratrol that's found in wine and grapes. However, you can get the same benefit from having grape juice. You don't have to have the alcohol. The alcohol is not the benefit. It's the grape juice. It's the resveratrols and the phytonutrients and the anti-cancer agents that occur in these colored vegetables, these colored fruits, like the blueberries and the raspberries. That's where the benefit is, not in the alcohol, but the wine people want you to think that. So, man, I suffered, and I tried the injection diet, the HCG, human choriogonadotrophin. That's what it stands for. It is the hormone which women produce when they're pregnant. And supposedly this hormone, this HCG hormone, is something which causes a woman to release the stored fat that she'd been building up prior to having the baby. So when a woman becomes pregnant and this child is developing within her womb, she's going to need calories to feed that child. So what happens is the HCG levels in her bloodstream go up very, very high, and that seems to be related to her ability to burn fat. Now, this is all theory. There's nothing here is really proven with much research. So we know this to be true. And so the idea of an HCG injection or HCG drops is to give you some of this HCG to trick your body into thinking you're pregnant, kind of. And thus you'll start to release stored fat, preparing for that baby coming, that the baby's going to need these calories. You're going to need it to make milk. And when people do the HCG, they find that they lose weight very fast. And at the same time, it requires a 500 calorie diet a day. Now that's not a lot of food, man. I mean, you're talking 2 eggs and you're done. A little half of one slice of turkey breast, and you're done. It's not a lot of food, 500 calories, and you got to make it through the whole day. So I did the HCG diet and I did the injections, and I ate 800 calories. I couldn't do the 500. And I lost and it was a 25-day cycle with the HCG. I did it under medical supervision, and I lost 24 pounds in that 25 days. I was, to say the little bit, I had a smell. You actually have this odor that comes out. It's a hormone. And my staff and my wife noticed it. I was snappy. I had little patience. I was not very easily pleased. I was aggressive. I didn't realize it. I was told this. And when I got off the diet, I tried really hard to start introducing food back in a very safe, sane way. Long story short, in 6 weeks, I gained 33 pounds. I lost 25 in the HCG, and within the next 6 weeks, I gained 33 pounds. How does that happen? Am I the only one that happened to? So, Yeah, let's do HCG again and again. Not. I was doing it in the office. I had a little business model. That's how much I believed in it. Man, I got rid of that so fast. It's really not it's a temporary fix. It's not a solution. And I like solutions. So I got rid of the HCG guy, and there's another I should explain this. There's something called HCG drops, and these are, it's a homeopathic remedy that you take these drops and you put it under your tongue, and people lose weight. It's amazing. And I'll tell you, I think it's a sugar pill. Homeopathic remedies, by definition, only contain 1,000,000 to 1 trace elements of the ingredient, of the proprietary ingredient. So what it's saying is an HCG drop is mainly alcohol, which is the solution that it's in, and a 1/1,000,000th percentage of HCG is within that mixture. It's called a homeopathic remedy. And the idea is the image, the belief is within those homeopathic remedies is really the cure-all. And the amount of active ingredient, the amount that you're paying for is 1,000,000 to 1, in concentration. And that goes with all homeopathic remedies, but they work. So so they do work, but just beware. Okay. So, I suffered from my own weight loss, and then I was introduced to the laser, and I used the laser, and it was phenomenal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little quick break real fast. And when I come back, I'm going to go over a little bit more about the laser and how it worked for me. And then I'll also will make you a great offer. So you call up and see if you can come into the office and meet with me personally. I'll be right back. This is Dr. Tread from Slim Body Laser Spa.
Now back to Stuart Laser Talk here on WSTU 1450. And back to your host, Dr. Tread J. Rizacker.
Hey. Welcome back. You've tuned into the Dr. Tread Slim Body Laser Spa Health and Wellness Show. I'm using a non-invasive, FDA-cleared laser device to help assist with weight loss, body sculpting, skin tightening, body look improvement. At the same time, we can help you with metabolic syndrome, get you off those blood pressure meds, make some safe, common sense recommendations so you can actually find a solution for why you're being put on these medications. And I'm all about solutions. I want to just jump off of here for a second. There's a book that I recently bought. It's called The 8-Week Blood Sugar Diet. I'll show you on the camera here. Okay, and this is a Dr. Mosley, and boy, this guy's spot on. And I'm going to just read something from a medical doctor who finally came to understand about diabetes and type 2. So bear with me for a second. This is very interesting. So doctor's name is Dr. Unwin. And he had a eureka moment. That's a moment of clarity, a moment of, oh my God, I see the truth. So, and as he writes, after 30 years as a family doctor, David Unwin, Dr. Unwin, had become increasingly puzzled and gloomy about his patients. In his own words, I couldn't understand why more and more of my patients were coming into the office overweight and with type 2 diabetes. Sometimes decades earlier than they used to, he explains. That's 10, 20 years earlier than before. I didn't know how to help them. More often than not, I started them on medication. How about that? Glipizide, glucose, metformin. Then one day, a female patient turned up diabetes free. She didn't have it. She mystified me. But I'm always fascinated by stories of success. So I asked her what she had done. And my patient replied, "You're not going to like this, doctor." Well, we've all heard that. She told him she had read about the benefits of a low-carb, high-fat diet and gave it a try. So Dr. Unwin did some research and soon became convinced, as I have too, this is really what's happened to me, that the part of the problem for type 2 diabetics is their metabolism can no longer deal with sugar. It's toxin. It becomes like a poison, he says. The obvious answer is to cut back, not just on sugar, but also on foods that rapidly turn into sugars when they enter your body. Putting patients on a low-carb diet is still viewed by many doctors as verging on the faddish. So it was against the advice of many colleagues that this doctor decided to do a small trial. Dr. Unwin recruited 19 patients who had type 2 diabetes or prediabetes and gave them a very simple diet sheet. First one, reduce starchy carbohydrates a lot. Remember, they are just concentrated sugar. Now, if you want this list, you're more than welcome to contact me at my spa, Slim Body Laser Spa at Gmail. I can send this to you. So the first one, it said, reduce starchy carbohydrates a lot. Remember, they are just concentrated sugar, it read. If possible, cut out the white stuff, the bread, pasta, and rice. As for sugar, cut it out altogether, although it will still be in blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries, of which you are allowed to eat freely. So blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries you can eat freely. Instead, patients were encouraged to eat more protein, butter, full-fat yogurt, and olive oil. Eating lots of vegetables with proteins and fats leaves you full in a way that lasts, he wrote in capital letters on his sheet. In a spirit of solidarity, and because he wanted to lose some weight himself, Dr. Unwin went on the diet also. His wife, a clinical psychologist, worked with patients on the emotional aspects of weight loss. Crucially, rather than focusing on the downsides to type 2 diabetes, she helped patients to focus on the positive aspects of losing weight. One of the patients dropped out early on, but the others found it simple and easy to stick to. They started out at an average weight of 220 pounds, and over the 8 months of the trial, they lost an average of more than 20 pounds, most of it around the waist. 7 patients were able to come off of all medication, and most reported improved energy and well-being, which in turn meant they were more inclined to exercise. By the end, only 2 of the 19 still had raised blood sugars, and even those who had seen a huge improvement. There was also big improvements in blood pressure and cholesterol levels, despite the fact that his patients were now eating far more eggs and butter than they ever thought they could. Dr. Unwin was struck by just how excited his patients were to take control of their own lives and not rely on him to solve their problems. People who were not officially part of the trial asked to join in. The doctor stated, "I was worried what other doctors in the practice would think," he says, looking back. "I thought they might think I was buying into something that was seen as a mumbo jumbo, but the success of the patients, it empowered me." The patients who lost the weight have kept it off, and more patients have gone through his program. It is all about seeing the potential in people and giving them a choice, says Dr. Unwin. Wow. Sugar, sugar, sugar. We all know about it. I have type 2 diabetes. I have high blood sugar. And sugar for me is a toxin. I know it. I see it. It still tastes good. It's so hard to imagine it's a toxin, because I'm used to toxins being very bad tasting, and it's toxin. All of a sudden, sugar seems like the most wonderful substance ever created by God. And for me, it's toxin. I have to believe that. I have to understand that and accept that. It's kind of like alcohol for some people. Not everybody can drink alcohol impervious to problems. Some people just a little bit of alcohol and they turn into a monster. They can't process it. They don't have the genes. Even Indians, Native Americans never dealt with alcohol, and that's why they were so easily taken advantage of. And they say in the old days, because they had no way of they got so drunk off of whiskey. Well, I believe in certain people we have genetic dispositions that make you more sensitive to sugar than other people, and yet you don't know this. There's nobody telling you this, so you're given all this sugar in foods and in starches and in rice and pasta and wheat and breads, and everything is turned into sugar, some faster than others. And for those individuals, it becomes poison and they have to rule it out. You got to cut it out. And, that's where I'm at personally. So at the same time, I got a laser. I love my laser. Oh, everybody loves the laser. It's cool laser technology. It's a red light. It's an energy at only about a half a watt of power, which is not very powerful. This energy only goes as deep as the subcutaneous fat and does not penetrate any deeper than about an inch. It does not ever heat up, which is why we call it cold laser technology. There is no pain whatsoever, never any discoloration, and no downtime. Many people fall asleep during the treatment and will come during their lunch hours, since they can go right back to whatever they were doing since before the treatment. My laser at the Slim Body Laser Spa is a Class 3B laser device. It is FDA cleared as safe, and we are using it off-label for spot fat reduction. There are 4 or 8 paddles with 8 laser diodes per paddle for a total of 16 or 32 laser diodes. The energy is applied directly to the area you wish to reduce, such as your abdomen, your muffin tops, your love handles, back fat, under the chin, thighs, buttocks, cankles, anywhere you collect this fat. These paddles are held on close to the skin with elastic Velcro straps. They stay on for a total of 10 minutes for a total of 30 minutes. We move them around. There's no pain or any discomfort at all. You will only feel a warm, soothing, mild heat. The energy, when applied to the fat cells, causes microscopic pores to form in the fat cells, and the fatty acids are leaked out and absorbed by the body's own lymphatic system. We then utilize whole body vibration platforms, which is like a home exercise machine, are done for 10 minutes. This helps the body to flush out the free fatty acids. Each 30-minute session liberates 40 to 60 grams of free fatty acid. It's approximately 400 to 600 calories. Results, inch loss, measurable, and people can see it, are seen the same day, and they can be dramatic. After 9 sessions in 3 weeks, most of our clients will lose 1 to 3 inches of girth when measured in 3 areas as a total of 3 to 9 inches. The fat will stay out of the cells as long as you maintain a sensible diet and mild exercise. The fat cells are not destroyed, but they are changed so they are less likely to reabsorb after the treatment has finished. Many persons choose to do more treatments following the 9-visit plan. We call this the alumni program, and the cost to maintain the look is a lot less than the initial cost of the first 9 sessions. This procedure is very safe and can be done again and again and again and again for as long as you wish or until you achieve the look you are after. We are topping out over, I guess, about 5,200 clients. My last count of people that have come in, signed up for the 9-session plan and completed the plan. That's 5,200 people. There's only 14,000 that live in Stewart. And we've had close to 6,000 come into the office for Slim Body. It's a pretty popular thing. It works. It's safe. And it just makes sense. So if you're interested in finding out more about it, we're having a huge $49 discovery day. You can come in, pay $49 and have one laser treatment. It's the first session of a 9-session plan. There's no obligation to purchase any more visits. Of course, you'll hear about the plan. I'll explain it. You'll see all the before and afters. You have a consultation with me. You can try the laser for one visit. If it's something that you can only do one visit, I'm going to recommend you do something that noticeable, like your chin versus your abdomen if it's really big, so you can actually enjoy a better look. But either way, we're there to help you. We don't mind doing these discovery days. Our phone number is, just go online. It's drtred.com, slimbodylaserspa.com. We're on East Ocean Boulevard, and we're there to serve. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.